This was one of the easiest grants that the Shiny Penny has ever had the opportunity to apply for. When our boss began the process, she didn't have to jump through any hoops. She did not have to dig deep into any kind of, some funds, some grants will ask us for past tax history and things like that. This was the easiest, quickest grant, and in and out, very black and white. We knew what we needed to give you guys to get it. We knew exactly what we wanted to do with it. So it was stress-free 100%, and it gave us the opportunity to breathe. You know, usually grants are a tricky process, but this was a very easy grant. So we used the grant to redo our entire toddler playground. Our 1-year-olds used to have a playground that was covered in mulch chips, which is perfectly acceptable for DHS. However, we were able to eliminate the risk factor of mulch being eaten, rocks being eaten, all of those scary factors of where did that piece of mulch just go. So all of that was able to be just taken out of our caregivers' hands. They don't have to worry about that anymore. We were able to astroturf the entire playground, as well as buy this little barbecue pit, which they make awesome meals in, by the way. And we were able to supply all the toys, and we even have some equipment that we bought for the inside of our center as well. Our nurseries have brand new rocking chairs. Our 2-year-olds have awesome sensory tables that they get to use now. So we knew exactly what we needed for the center, and this was one of the big priorities. They needed a better playground. So this purchase kind of, and I don't want it to sound cheesy, but this kick-started their developmental process. So when you're an educator and when you're in child development, you constantly worry about the greater picture. And the greater picture for these guys is what goes through their minds throughout the day, and how can we build on that? How can we enrich that for them? And so with this playground, it is not following 12 1-year-olds around saying, please spit that out of your mouth, please don't do this. This is bringing them into a safe space and saying, let's go build and imagine and cook and play, and these little blow up donkeys, they will ride across the entire playground. So it just jump-started them into the developmental, playing field of, we're transitioning into big 2-year-olds, and that's a big deal for them. It's a big deal for us. So it really just, it changed everything for us, for that age group, for those guys. This grant in particular that we were able to use for this playground is not a time-limited grant, and that's one of the biggest things that I definitely wanted to share with you guys, is that this will go with us for years. The money that we were able to spend to build part of our center, to make it better, every infant that's in our nurseries, all of our babies that are up and coming, they get to experience this just as much as our first group of 1-year-olds that got to play on this playground. Without Child Care Tennessee, without DHS, we would not be in this position. We would not be able to prioritize our children in that way. We always prioritize our children, but when we're given opportunities like this to really just pinpoint, I want this department of my center to be worked on, or I want my preschool department to be worked on. We launched this 1-year-old playground, and it will take us into 2024, 2025. These kids will still be using this playground, and we'll still be thanking Child Care Tennessee for the enrichment grant, for the for every bit of it, for the ease from my director. And I know that the biggest thank you comes from her, because as busy as she is as an owner and an operator and a director, she does it all. And this was so simple for her to be able to get this for our staff and for our children. When this is your life, there's not really anything greater than to see this kind of outcome, than to watch these kids every day enjoy this playground.